We're continuing very rapidly into another very hot topic, of course, which is VR. And VR is coming in from the windows, from the doors. Filmmakers are thinking if VR really is the next big thing. Some of you might have enjoyed a VR experience, or not enjoyed, to be correct, in a shopping mall. And it seems that, the industry is really booming. But should we address it from a cinema perspective? Should we address it from a technology perspective? That's a big question. And also what we see really around VR, it seems that all the cool stuff is coming from America. And this is wrong. I had the great pleasure to meet two Polish gentlemen a year ago in the small Polish town of Katowice. And it came about that not only they had produced the first cinematic VR series in Europe with top cast, top talent, top screenwriters, etc., with top stars, yes. But now, a year later, they've actually built a chain of European VR cinemas. So how does a filmmaker or filmmakers become VR enthusiasts? Please welcome the gentlemen.
We want to talk about VR as something that's part of a larger paradigm shift that's happening right now. And having the dinner with most of you last night, I've heard the same words everywhere over the dinner. So we are all concerned that technology is at such a speed and it's accelerating so much that most of societies are actually not able to cope with this speed. So what's happening now is that VR is not in isolation to other things that are happening in the world. It's a part of a larger paradigm shift. And the key words you see on the screen, it's a 5G, which is the technology that will be our gateway to super fast communication and unbelievable possibilities for rendering and sending large amount of data. We have AI, that's artificial intelligence, that's going to be something that is absolutely necessary to be able to build virtual worlds. We have VR, AR, and MR, which stands for virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality, which is, as we're going to show you, the strongest medium in the history of mankind. We have distributed ledger technology, which is a security layer for the new internet that will enable the distribution network. Blockchain is just one of DLT implementations. And then we have the storytelling, which is, so far, I would say, the best thing mankind invented to tell complicated stories to one another and to be able to understand them. So if we talk about hype or a revolution, I think this curve is a good start. It's a very well-known Gartner curve. And this slide is from 2017 for a reason. This is the last time when Gartner actually had virtual reality on a hype curve. From this year, it's off the chart. It's actually considered already a mainstream technology. It's no longer a hype, so we could conclude our presentation right here. But I think Marcin will bring a really interesting perspective why it's happening like that.
Okay, so some information about it. Do you know that the last year, in 2017, the American... Oh. Yeah, so let's... I know we need to hurry. I know we are late, of course, but so the Alejandro Iranitu get the first ever Oscar for VR. American Academy gave him an Oscar and said that for them the technology like VR is like 3D animation in 1980s, let's say. When the Pixar got the first Oscar, that was 1987 or something like this. And right now, the animation is almost in every mainstream movie in the world. The same will be with virtual reality. The biggest festivals in the world, they have competition or market with VR projects. This year, festival in Vienna Festival gave 2 awards, not only one for the linear stories, I mean the cinematic VR project, second for the interactive VR projects, movies, storytelling, etc. Television stations, s'il vous plaît. The same situation. the level of investment is like hundreds of billions right now, already. And there is one large problem for all of us, because there is one person that has a plan, and there is the biggest investor in the world, and they invest like, I don't know, $10 billion. Black, next. Okay.
All right, so whenever people say that we're building virtual reality because we're not satisfied with the one we live in, my answer is, of course we are. And that's a good thing. And we believe that the future can be a lot better. Optimism is good. Now, it's true that nothing is ever going to replace being with someone in person or doing something physical. But when we can experience those things, when we run up against the limits of reality, VR is going to make our reality that much better. So we're setting a goal. We want to get 1 billion people in virtual reality.
Ta-da! Not this one. So, 1 billion people in virtual reality in the period of 10 years, I believe. What does that mean for us? That means that we are from Poland. I'm from Poland. Marek lives in Sweden. But what does that mean for Poland? In Poland lives around 40 million people. And that means that we will have soon, in the period of 5 years, 5-6 years, around 14, 15, 13 million people constantly using VR. Constantly, that means few hours a day. They need content, they need everything. Banks, food, I don't know, everything. Imagine, no, I don't want to. So, the main companies who are investing into VR, of course, they are the same companies as always. This is Google, this is Facebook, this is HTC, which decided this year, or last year, the end of the last year, they decided to change the organization in the company, and they decided selling only VR right now. The VR is the main technology which they want to sell in the future. Sony PlayStation VR, they sold goggles for, people bought goggles and they earn around $1 billion already. And there is no market, everybody's saying. No, so. Facebook. Faster. Okay. Facebook, Lenovo, what I want to say, because Facebook is everywhere. Oculus, which Facebook bought for $3 billion in 2014, right now is working there 1,300 people, and they are building large-scale global market of virtual reality, and they are everywhere. I mean, they have 3 kinds of goggles. They're building the platforms of virtual worlds. I don't know. The Microsoft is the same as always. They are cooperating with everyone. They spend billions of dollars, of course, too. And I'm not sure I can show it. Can I? Because we are in a hurry, and it doesn't work. Yeah. They are not.
Penny walks in on location. She has to set up the space for a product unveil for a group of clients. Enter Microsoft HoloLens, the world's first untethered holographic computer. The device maps the room in order to construct a digital map of the space, allowing Penny to fill the room with holograms.
Very important information.
What you see here is next generation
This is about
hand
Windows
tracking.
10.
Penny moves the holograms throughout the room in real time and space. The boxes react using physics-based simulations, just like they would in the real physical world.
Sorry, Penny. This may be a bad time, but the client is on an earlier flight.
We're so not ready.
Should we start to panic?
Not yet. Just bring the team in, please.
Windows brings spatial sound, articulated hand tracking, and Samir's own hands into VR.
I can see you're hard at work, Samir, but Penny needs your help.
Yeah, sure thing. Just let me check out this bunker real quick.
Samir, the client is on...
As per usual, your sense of timing is just awesome.
Kai-san, Penny が呼んでいますけど。
今すぐ行くって伝えて。
Kai joins the conversation as a hologram. Samir also appears as a 3D avatar, which he scanned himself using his phone.
Cute.
I try. So, how's it coming?
It's not. This is the flagship store. It's gotta be unforgettable.
Yeah. Not exactly blowing my hair back.
Yeah, the space is driving me nuts.
All right. How about a change of scenery?
Welcome to Think Club.
Imagine the web of the future, where you can draw inspiration from the cloud, in 3 dimensions and all around you.
Some inspiration, please.
Namaste.
These bots help them interface with businesses. This one helps them find amazing 3D assets.
Inspiration comes from the most unfamiliar places. I made you are now me.
Kai uses a pen and Samir uses a specialized controller in order for them both to manipulate and design the 3D creation. The team forgets that they are not together physically as they continue collaborating on the design. Penny picks up the eyedropper to grab a color from the physical ceiling in order to make things feel more anchored. Through the conversational bot, we see a real-time translation of what Penny's client is saying.
Impressive.
Yeah.
That went well.
Okay. So, impressive. This is my favorite. Resolution. What can I say about the resolution? In general, we produce everything in 4K. That was the question, what is 4K for? 4K is for nothing, that's true, because we need minimum 16K or 100K. Those goggles, all of them, they have resolution 8K. And they are already on the market. It's possible, everybody can buy them. Vario. This is quite interesting situation. Company from Finland, they produced goggles which will have resolution 100K, 50K per eye. That means photorealistic. What's that mean? That people, viewers, users, they will not can understand what is the virtual reality and what is the reality. It will be super photorealistic. And I believe that will be, we don't need 100K, we need like 16, and it's enough. What should I do to start it? No, next doesn't work.
Change the focus, right?
Since we can't change reality, we change the eyes that see reality.
The shot was made in the real time, right? Augmented reality, of course, that will be the biggest market than VR, but first we need the consumer goggles. And of course, it won't be like this. The main right now is the HoloLens of Microsoft. But Intel is interesting. I mean, the augmented reality, do you know something about it? Who knows what's the augmented reality? Hands up. Okay, almost all. So if someone don't know, you need to ask your friend on the left. Intel, they build the goggles with the lasers which screen the pictures straight on the eyes. I mean, the laser is not screening. The screening is not on the lens of the goggle, but the screening is straight on the eye. And right now, they have only red laser, but if they will have red, blue, and green, they have all colors they want to have. I don't know, what should I say more? This is the future, quite near, I believe. Everything will match. Of course, it won't be like this, that we will have one goggles for VR, one goggles for AR, and the mobile phone, etc., etc., etc. We're going to have jewelry on the face. This is real. I mean, they are not goggles. They are designs made by Givenchy, how they can imagine how it will look in the future, Givenchy VR, IR goggles. Consumer cameras, a lot of them right now, the prices are very low. This is like, I don't know, $200 or something. And imagine that you can shot, I don't know, anniversary, birthday, or whatever, and after 20 years you can put the goggles and not just watching it, but to have a feeling that you are there again. Professional cameras, s'il vous plaît. All of them have more than 8 lenses. Every lens is around 8K. So if we have 16 lenses or 8 lenses and we have 8K everyone, this is 64K. All of them. All of them are stereoscopic. All of them are synchronized. And the 3 of them was made in China. The giant, this is Disney company. They spent more than 300 million for building this company and building the camera and production the content. We, in 2016, 2 years ago, we built our own solution because there was no camera which could be professional on the market. And right now we are in negotiation with Sony about building professional one. But 1 month ago, 2 weeks ago, red. Who knows the red cameras? Hands up. Okay. The professional cameras for the filmmakers. And red with who? Ta-da! With Facebook. They did it. Videometric. Six degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom. What's that mean? That means that we can move inside the video shot. We can move there. We can walk between actors, between everything. If we put 4 this kind of cameras here, the viewer could be here and walk and be here in photorealistic version. 16 lenses, every lens 8K. So this is more than 100K. Thank you.
I'll try to go through this part quickly, because now we were asked to throw some data, some market statistics very quickly. There is a lot of data on VR and AR, and if I'm moving too fast, I just encourage you to Google these things. PwC, DG Capital publishes reports that clearly show it's already an industry. In 2 years' time, VR is about 30 billion US dollars in revenues. Compound aggregated growth rate for VR until 2021 is 64%. It's amazing. It's better than anything else you see on the chart. Augmented reality is even better. It's 3 times larger market. You've seen the Microsoft Windows 10 video. You can understand what we are talking about. It's not just entertainment. It's actually communication and business and everyday life. The largest corporations in the world actually do have strategies for implementing VR and AR technologies, and they are rolling them out. So they are not experimenting. They are actually, they have thought it over very, very well. But this is the entire ecosystem. So behind them, there are hundreds or maybe thousands of smaller and other larger companies that are contributing to this change. Just between Q1 2017 and Q1 2018, VR and AR startups were able to raise almost $4 billion US dollars. And if you look deeply in where the money went, it's all over the place. It's everything. It's software, it's hardware, it's platforms. It's amazing. So when Martin was talking to us earlier about European Commission perspective and 38 billion, I think, yeah, we need to catch up with the private sector. There's a lot of things are happening there. The largest investors, the most active investors, of course. One thing that is curious is what is actually Apple doing? Everyone is wondering because they haven't shown anything to the world right now. But so, and a few words of why is it that businesses are so involved in VR and AR? What is really going on? A few, thoughts from our side. So, it was also mentioned earlier in someone's speech. We do live in attention economy. So the world actually produced over the last 30 years more information than over the last 5,000 years. And where attention goes, value flows. So that's the new paradigm. And some companies were able to build huge businesses on our attention. One interesting fact is a goldfish study that Microsoft did that clearly shows that it comes also with a price, or well, things are changing. Our attention span dramatically dropped. Our parents were able to have, on average, 12-minute conversation with a stranger on something in real life. Now it's 5 minutes. In digital world, it's even worse. It's actually 8 seconds. That's why they named this report a goldfish report, because it's worse than the goldfish. But I think this is the major fact that we want to highlight in this presentation. Eye is by far the most advanced organ we have as a species. It has the fastest, it's the fastest communication channel to our brain. Stanford released these studies that clearly show, and they try to compare these to, in a computer world, what it means. So human eye has a throughput of a computer network. It's amazing, and if you listen to people like Elon Musk, who's talking about neural lace and his all crazy science fiction solutions, like how can we increase the upload speed to the internet to be able to cope with AI, I think, yeah, it's far away. But we already have an amazing organ that we can use, and AR, VR are just technologies built on this amazing biological organ. So yeah, it's the most powerful infrastructure for mankind to communicate. And our experiences, having the cinemas and traveling around the world, is simply people love VR. Actually, regardless of their background and age and social profile, they love VR content, and they are very enthusiastic. And data actually proves that most of the people that experience VR see it as very positive or positive. And if you ask, why is it that VR is still in such an infancy? There are 2 reasons for that. One is lack of content, and the second is that prices for headsets are still a little bit too high. So data shows that mass adoption is ahead of us in about 3 to 4 years. And that's the time that we have to do something about it. So coming back to the beginning, to the first slide, people are often wondering, okay, so if VR is now entering the mainstream, how fast will it grow? So I'm just showing you this graph because I come from renewables. I'm probably a bit of a weirdo here in this forum and film people, because I don't come from the film industry. I come from renewables, and I've seen it for the last 18 years with solar energy as a technology that went through exponential growth. And I have a strong feeling that we were going to see the same thing with the virtual reality. So the last slide and we are done. This is us. We're working together, and Mimoo as a group is a group of companies that are focused on these 4 major areas of the market. We are content producers. We build a distribution network. We are doing strategy consulting for big international brands, helping them to prepare for the new reality. And we are very proud actually to have, for the last 6 months, our own R&D division in the company where we actually do real science. And we can tell you more after the official part. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Don't go away. I have the pleasure to introduce Rein Zobel, who is the co-founder of Maru VR, which is an Estonian flagship VR company. And Rein's going to do a few questions, especially on the lines of filmmaking, VR, and creativity. So I'll keep you here. And go on stage.
Thank you. Have a seat. So hi, my name is Rein from Maru VR, as Stan said. Thank you for the presentation. You guys seem to have a very good dynamic that you're more of a business guy and you're the creative guy, so kind of bringing the order and chaos of filmmaking together. Yeah, so we have only one mic to share, so I'm going to ask a long question. So we have seen VR hype for quite a few years now. I mean, already in 2015, 2016, we saw the first prototypes. Not prototypes, actually first consumer market headsets. And now here we are, almost in 2019. Facebook, Google, Apple, Microsoft, they're all throwing infinite amounts of money at VR research. So where are the results? Why isn't everybody wearing a headset? Why don't everybody have a headset at home? And kind of hooking onto that is that it seems that a lot of VR content right now is being seen as a location-based entertainment. So where does it stand in terms of home users versus shopping malls, cinemas, VR arcades, museums, and how do you see that changing in the near future?
I think it's a natural process. I would recommend everyone, if you want a good answer to this question, is to study the law of diffused innovation. It's very simple. You need visionaries and early adopters before you have the mass market, and that's who we are, I think. People who are testing VR now, using VR, they are just early adopters, and it will take time before others can actually enjoy this. The technology is still a bit bulky. Wearing a piece of plastic on your head is not really comfortable. You really have to have interest in that and have passion for technology to spend long time. But yeah, I got my first computer when I was 7 years old. It was Atari, and I've seen where it came today. So I have full confidence. It's just a matter of time. Marcin, your take on it?
The problem is with the monetization of the content right now. I mean, there are in general, I mean, globally, it was sold like 15 million goggles. And Zuckerberg said that if there will be 50 million goggles sold, and there will be 50 million users on 5 main platforms, Oculus, Samsung, Oculus, Microsoft, PlayStation VR, what is more, Daydream, and someone else, I don't remember right now, Vive, yeah, Vive, HTC. If there will be on every platform 10 million users, then we'll be like, yeah. So we believe that it will be 2021, 22, 20. We are not sure about it. Right now, already was sold 15, 16 million goggles. So we need some time to make it. Yeah, an LBVR. So yeah, of course, this is a step to building the mass market. People need to, because it's very difficult to explain what is the VR without testing the VR in the goggles. It's not possible. So if we are saying to the audience, buy goggles, because this is great, they're like, oh, okay, cool. And what? Nothing. We need to put the goggles to the audience. They need to understand what's this. We need to find 2.5% of early adopters, and then market will grow. The early adopters, this is this 50 million people on the 5 main platforms. And the problem of Europe is that there is no any European platform there, even one. There is no virtual world. All are Americans, from America or from China, but main from America, of course. From Japan, I mean the Sony, let's say, yeah, Asia. But there is even one, even simple, small, or something. And this is our goal. One of our goals is to build this large European platform, connect with any other European companies which could be interested in cooperation on this level, and build our distribution. Education, yeah, we already have, we are in negotiations with the Polish Film School in Łódź. They are ready to cooperate with us. They got a grant from the Ministry of Education, and they are starting to talk about VR right now. And we build the cinemas in Poland. We have 5 in Poland, 2 abroad, in Austria and in Serbia. And this is important information. Last year, I met on the festival Magda Żelazko from Vienna. And Magda, this is great network here, entertainment. And Magda meet me with Krzysztof Papolsek, from the owner of the Cineplex, the cinema chain. And we build the cinema chains, VR cinema chains with them too. So this is great. And it was here. So we need to build the distribution right now to monetize the production of the content. That's why we build the cinemas, right?
I can put it in simple words. One of the first things Marcin told me is, okay, Marek, you are not from my industry, so I tell you one rule you have to understand and learn very well. Content is the king. But who is a king without kingdom? If we have a great content, but we don't have the distribution network, it's pointless. So that's why I'm building cinemas. I need to show people VR. I need to popularize VR. I need to build a market before I can do what I really love, doing content. So I was, very passionate about this, because I understood this gentleman really understands deeply what's going on, in this particular industry.
Yeah, we pivoted over to content, which is really important, and especially as a lot of people here are probably filmmakers and content creators, we have this kind of a chicken and egg problem that creators don't want to create content for VR goggles because they don't have as large of a reach as they have using a traditional rectangular screen, and the reach doesn't grow. People don't buy headsets because they don't have enough good content out of it. So one thing I have heard is that in VR cinemas, they work better as a pop-up cinemas, because you have this high interest in the beginning, but then it kind of drops off when people have seen the content, and there isn't enough new content coming out all the time. So how do we get to the part where we have good quality content for VR, for immersive media coming out, and should European Union, the funds and local, I know it's a lot of questions, should local funds and European funds finance this, or is it like a separate kind of business that should kind of sink or float on its own? So what's your take on that?
Problem is even bigger because we have problems to find the content to our cinemas. We have first cinema we open like in August in 2017, so that's more than a year, and we get, I don't know, 300 minutes of content. This is 2 feature movies. And there is no content on the market. And if there is a great content, this is the same time there is a Facebook, and we can do nothing with it. Everything is on the Oculus platform. They have so much money, they can buy everything what they want to. And they are doing like, we are going to the festival, to Vienna. We start to talk to the producers, and all of them, the best of them, they are saying, oh, sorry, we sold to Oculus already. Doesn't matter, from Europe, from Asia, from America, whatever. If we want to do something with that, yeah, the Facebook will get everything. They will have soon 1 billion people on their platform. It's, you know what is important. Human brains is changing after using VR in 2 weeks. And it's research. That's why we decided to do the research, because we are afraid what will happen with the human brains, because we know that. This is research from Stanford, from many places, MIT, etc. In 2 weeks using of VR, human brain physically is changing, and we can downgrade it or we can upgrade it, and it depends on the content. Imagine this is the most powerful medium which human ever discover. We can change physically brains. Marek, can you say something about this crazy animal, hippocampus?
Well, yeah, I encourage you to Google a little bit about this, but the fundamental leverage that VR gives to the mankind is that everything you experience in VR, your brain, my brain, registers in hippocampus. It's not just something we've seen or talked about at the party or seen a movie. For us, for our brain, it means that if we've seen a content in VR, we've been there. If we've seen a short movie about Nepal and seen the village and the children running around and beautiful mountains, for our brain, this is archived as experience, a memory of us being in Nepal. And this is so powerful. I know it's difficult for some of you. You probably look back and think, I've tested this VR. I know what this guy's talking about because I didn't have that feeling. Yeah, the content is, shit, most of it. It's very poor quality. There is no storytelling. It's chaotic. It's more of a firework, like confetti style these days. If, the things, when we're discussing with producers, we get access to 5-minute videos for the cinema. And I think, again, Facebook, Baobab Studio, released the first longer movie now called The Crow, which is 20-minute. And again, Facebook bought it immediately. And they have exclusive rights for distribution. So, but what I'm trying to say is right now, for the first time, we start to see longer content with actually a really nice storytelling. And yeah, that's amazing. Again, we have a lot to tell, but I have to respect that there are other speakers today. So yeah, we can tell you more, after the official part.
This is the end, of course. We'll finish. But at the end, I would like to say that this is the last moment when we can try to compete with Americans. Really, this is the last moment. In the period of a year or 2 years, it will gone. Thank you very much.